Greetings. So I just wanted to give a little update on some stuff at the house for the studio that most of you that have recorded with me in the last couple of years don't necessarily know what's changed, but in the last few months we've acquired some gear, updated some methods, and we just did a session with the Robin Hood Hills a month ago where we tracked the full band live to a click, and it turned out frickin' awesome. We're still working on that. That probably won't be out for at least a year, but tonight I'm recording some drums for Phil Boyd's EP that's coming out on Wednesday, I believe. And I don't know if we're going to use the drums or not, but it gave me an excuse to set some stuff up, and maybe it'll sound frickin' awesome. Maybe it'll suck ass and we'll leave it the way it is. But I just kind of wanted to show you all what I'm doing right now and what our capabilities are as far as recording full bands live. So starting back at the good old Mac and the Firewire Solo, as usual, I've got my session set up here with all of his tracks and some program fun stuff, whatever. The Firewire Solo is not really even being used at this point more than just routing signal. I'm going out the balanced outputs. I ordered 8 25-foot TRS quarter-inch to quarter-inch cables, so I can run those for outputs, which for this it's going into 9 and 10 for the mix that I want to listen to while I'm playing drums. I also have 2 of them set up going out the aux ends. So one's going to go to a headphone amp that's right here for, I'm going to have Kaylin help me out tonight, so she's going to be able to listen here to what's going on. I also have the other headphone amp over here for myself, so I can hear what's going on. And since they're TRS cables, they'll be in stereo, which Anthony let me know was why I was only hearing through one side when we were recording with the Tascam. Got 8 mics on the drums, like usual. I started doing the kick bottom, or not the kick bottom, the snare bottom, because the snare wasn't really coming through. So now I'm doing top and bottom, and for the Robin Hood Hills session, the snare came out frickin' awesome. So I'm doing that again. For those engineer types watching this, you just need to flip the phase on the bottom snare so that the drum doesn't sound weird. I use the Logic Gain plugin as a phase invert, so that works good. 57 on the top of the snare, our trusty Gear 1 on the kick drum, and the Audix overheads, the CADs on the toms, and yeah, we added the splash cymbal to the drum set for our purposes. And then I also got these cables are TRS cables like the other ones, but they're only 6 foot, and so now I got 16 of them, and so we go from the direct outputs of this Studio Master board into the inputs for the Tascam. So now I've got the EQ that I can use from the board and the preamps that'll give me kind of a vintage sound, as this board's from the late 60s, early 70s, and it was made in England, as it says right there, which is frickin' sweet. Going straight to the Tascam, and then I'm still transferring files USB like that as I was before. But we also have the Fostex machine, which we use both the Tascam and the Fostex simultaneously when we recorded the Robin Hood Hills, so we could use all 16 inputs at the same time, and it worked really well. Syncing it up was super easy, and this hard disk recorder works essentially the same as the Tascam. You just have to burn a CD, and all the files are individually track per track, so we can record 16 tracks simultaneously. Everything's separated and isolated, and lining it up in Logic is really easy. So yeah, that's where we're at right now, and upgrades that we're thinking about doing. I'm thinking about switching from Mac to PC so that me and Anthony are both running Cubase and I want to check out another program called Mixbus. I'm not going to use any outboard gear tonight, but still have the Neve clone and the Joe Meakin VoiceMaster Pro Focusrite to work with if I decide mixing wise we need to. But for tonight, being the first time that I'm trying to run mics straight into the board using the direct outputs to the Tascam, I'm just going to use the board strictly, and we'll see how it turns out. But thanks for watching, and we hope to see you guys soon.